This is Bastion. He's a funny little robot who loves birds, and he is the bane of my existence. Normally, Bastion is the type of character that I don't give much thought to, but he recently got buffed, and if you've played Overwatch at all lately, you've definitely seen Bastions running around. This wouldn't be too much of a problem, except that he's super good right now. If one team has a Bastion and the other doesn't, the game is practically over already. Throughout my entire Overwatch career, whenever someone has asked me what the meta is and who they should play, I have always responded with, it doesn't matter. But now, if you're a DPS player and aren't playing Bastion, no matter what rank you are, there's SR left on the table. There is a Bastion problem in Overwatch, and in this video, I'm going to answer the following 3 questions. What is meta in Overwatch? Why is the Bastion meta a problem? And is there anything that we can do about it? Meta in Overwatch is essentially the most optimal team comp available in the current version of the game. What this means is that if each hero is played as good as they possibly can be played, which ones win the game? Meta is usually figured out by pro players since they're the ones actually capable of maximizing each hero, and then the community sometimes ends up learning those heroes as well. I've always told anyone below Grandmaster to ignore the meta, because anyone below the top ranks can't play any heroes optimally, making the meta virtually useless. As an example, think of when Sojourn was first added to Overwatch 2. Sojourn is a hero that is incredibly hard to play, with a projectile weapon, and her most powerful component is a skill shot that few players could consistently hit. With that said, she was immediately picked up by the Overwatch League teams and high-rated players as the go-to hero. At the time, no one was able to rival her value when she was played optimally, so clearly she was the best choice, except below the rank of Master she had an overall negative win rate. This was because most players couldn't play her well enough to make her good. This is the way that the meta is supposed to work, where the hardest to play heroes have the highest skill ceiling. Below a certain rank, it doesn't matter, and you can play what you want. This is the way Overwatch almost always is, with the notable exception happening right in front of our eyes. Bastion. What makes Bastion so good? Since the release of Overwatch 2, Blizzard has been buffing Bastion repeatedly, and finally something has changed, and he suddenly got not only playable, but incredibly good. The big buffs he received were buffs to his grenade, his ultimate, his reload speed, and most of all, when he transforms into the assault configuration, he now repairs 50 armor health. His reload speed while in recon form lets him deal out much more consistent damage until he gets his turret. When he does turn into his turret, he gets armor health. That, alongside with his other general buffs to his kit, make him so much better than he was, enough to make him one of the best characters in the game. Bastion is incredibly unique in that he is not only by far one of the strongest characters in the game right now, but he's also easy to play. Too easy. Here's how you play Bastion. You use your turret form to go aggressive, pumping out damage and killing enemies. Then you play around natural cover and deliver poke damage until your turret form comes back up. Rinse and repeat. In just 2 sentences, I gave you basically a full guide to make you the best Bastion you can be. He is widely considered to be meta, but unlike previous meta picks, anyone can learn and play Bastion at almost his max potential. He has an easy weapon to shoot, no difficult abilities, lots of health, and boatloads of damage. This problem is made even more extreme by the fact that players in the middle ranks struggle to counter him. While he is easy to play, playing against him can feel like an unwinnable battle. This all combines to make Bastion a must-pick if you run into another Bastion, and it's a free win if you play him and the enemies don't. This is an argument that I've heard from several of my friends across many ranks. It is a huge problem in Overwatch because it removes the option of choice. Overwatch is supposed to have dozens of characters and give you the choice to play who you want. In most cases, in most ranks, you can play who you want, except now for Bastion. He has a very high win rate now in every rank, and if your team isn't playing him but the enemy team is, you're at a notable disadvantage. That's normal for high ranks and pro players, but for the average person just trying to enjoy their time gaming, it's not fun. Bastion is not the most fun hero to play against. He's not particularly hard to deal with. Mostly you just hide and wait out his turret form, but that's boring. Even if you play completely correctly, the game has no flavor. He is much more annoying to run into than your average soldier player. Bastion has always had the potential to shred your team and make your life miserable, but now everyone plays him and that happens almost every game. It is a problem that the devs are fully aware of, and yet for weeks almost no one has talked about this. Is there anything that we can do to fix it? As the player base, not really. Bastion is one of those heroes that shouldn't be good except for niche situations. When you buff an annoying character like Bastion, Roadhog, Sombra, etc., no one is happy. The rock, paper, scissors style of gameplay that Overwatch 2 has decided to stick with is already not the most enjoyable, but when you introduce a gun that beats all three, it ruins the game. My future predictions are that he will get toned down and other heroes will make him obsolete once again, but my worry is that that's going to take too long to happen and it's the players who will suffer for months. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. Go enjoy your turrets.